What happens to your DIY solar setup if you're no longer here? That's a very important question that we all must answer for ourselves. And I would highly recommend you do something about it. It could be writing it down. It could be creating a video like this. It could be talking to a friend. Whatever that it is, I would recommend doing that. But let me tell you what happened to me. So I've got health issues like most people do these days. I'm 50 years old and kind of comes with the territory. And 2 weeks ago, I ended up in the ER again, and I've been in there before. It's not my first rodeo. And it happened right before my wife was picking up my daughter from school. And in that time, my thought was, what do I do with my solar setup, especially if I don't make it out of this? So I'm going to go through this process of what I did to power down my setup in the 20 minutes. And what we're going to start first with is switching over from solar to grid, because that's the most important thing, especially for your spouse, because they're not going to know how to deal with any of this. So switch them to grid. That's the first thing. Second part, powering down the solar field. Very important. You want to use your disconnects and power all that off. Third, powering down the inverters. And then finally, powering down the batteries. So I'm going to go through that process, and I also show kind of flipping back and forth between grid and solar and some other stuff. That way, if my wife wants to see it and kind of understand, she sees it. But also, so this is so my friends can see it as well. I've got some friends that are local, some friends that are across the country. And if something happened to me, I think they would step up and help out. So that's what this video is about. Let's begin. Okay, so here's my 2 panels that are in my garage. Apologize for the voice. Slowly but surely it will get better. In any event, so right now I'm on solar. This is called a interlock right here. You can see the solar is on because it's green. You see that? Means it's on. Now I can't turn on the main breaker because this piece of metal is in the way. This is the interlock. It allows you to either have solar or have grid, but not both. So if you're on solar and you're trying to go back to grid, you flip this off, and then you flip on the main breaker. And now you are on grid power. And then if you want to go back to solar for some reason, you would flip this off, lift this up, and then you're back on solar. Now for this, we're going to be on grid because I'm going to show her how to power everything down. All right, so we're back on grid. Outside at the solar field, you're going to have 3 of these boxes all lined up in a row. Open this box up. You got this little handle. You're going to pull this handle down to where it's green. Red is on, and then down, green is off. Don't touch anything else because this all is high voltage. Just touch the switch, best to wear gloves, and you would just pull it down. Do that for all 3 boxes. That will turn off the solar field. That's known as the outdoor disconnect. Next thing that you're going to want to do is on the inside. These are the indoor disconnects. And want to flip these things down. Here's the output. As I said, the house is on grid, but everything here is still live until it's powered off. So, first thing, these indoor disconnects, pull the red levers down. Then you're going to take these switches, which are the disconnects on the EG4 12000 XPs. Turn them to off. Now you see the light went off. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to turn off the EPS output. When all 3 EPS outputs are turned off, this light is no longer going to illuminate. So, start with this one on the far end. The one closest to there is the master. These two are the slave. So you're going to press the EPS off. You see the light's no longer green. Same here. Flipping it up, EPS off, no longer green. Flipping it here, EPS off, no longer green. Now at this point, the AC output on the inverters are turned off, and this panel no longer has any power going to it. So the inverters connect to this combiner panel, and this combiner panel then connects to that other gray panel that's in the garage, which then feeds the white main service panel. So like I said, right now, everything is off as far as the inverter output. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to flip off the powers. You're going to have this power button on the right-hand side. Now, this is for the folks that are DIY and have 12,000 XP, something you need to know. If you have these powered off and you have the circuit breaker still turned on, you still have power flowing into your 12,000 XP to keep the DC capacitors still charged. So if I go to flip these back on now, there will not be a surge to the inverters. But if I was to flip down these battery disconnects, then there would be. So typically, I don't touch that battery disconnect there. What I'll typically do is leave that on, and then I'll show you what I do next. But just so you're aware of that, I'm going to power this all off down to one battery so everyone can see the process, but I'm not going to completely power everything off, and I don't want the inverters to lose that charge just for this display purpose. Now you're going to turn off all of these batteries. Each battery is going to have a switch on it or a breaker. Some have both. So like this one has a switch. You flip that switch, that turns off. It's turned off. You can leave that breaker up. It's not going to hurt anything just standing idle like this. Someone's going to yell at me and say, flip the breaker, which, okay, I'll flip it. But for argument's sake, long as your BMS is good and you push that button, that battery is dead. You're then going to take all of these black batteries and you're going to flip the breaker to the right, which is powering them off. I'm going to do all except one battery. Going to push this power button in and turn this one off. Remember, you're flipping each one of these to the right, which powers these off. This battery isn't even connected. I've got to do more work on that, but normally it would be connected up and that would need to be powered off. And then you would press the power on this last one, and that would completely power down the home setup. Once that last one is turned off, this thing is perfectly fine to be disassembled, and there would be absolutely nothing to worry about. So, Jeff, if you fly out here, then you'll know what to do if Jen isn't able to do it. All right, or if Matt sees this video and something happens to me, he'll know. So I'm going to power everything back on. And flip all these switches back over. Don't worry about this battery, it's not even connected. if for some reason I'm not here and everything is powered off, including these breakers, whoever is touching this system, I want you to know that there's something called a pre-charge resistor that needs to be used, in which you would use essentially a power supply or a resistor to do this. I think my EG4 there might have a pre-charge resistor. I believe it does, but I've never tested it. But like I said, as long as everything is powered off, it should be fine, but just don't under any circumstance try to power it back on unless you're well familiar with the solar setup. All right. So now the batteries are all powered back up. Just gonna, wrong switch. Just gonna power these back on. This is my first one. I'll wait for that to turn on. And my second one. And I'll turn on my third one. And then next thing I'm going to do is, since this is my master, I'm going to turn back on my EPS. Okay, I'm going to do the second one. Flipping it down. Same for this one. So these are both the slave anyway. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's flip these on next. All right. The home setup is back up and running, but it is still running on grid till I flip that back over. All right, so now the shop setup. This is rather different because there is no grid for the shop. The shop is 100% on solar. As you can see, I've been testing out a little meter there where batteries are sitting at 96%. Love it. So to turn this setup off, so let's say that you turned off those 3 boxes outside. Going to flip this one off. You're then going to turn off EPS. This one. That one turned off. No more grain. This one's going to turn off. No more grain. Okay, the lights are off. All right. Next thing, we're going to go back to this secondary one, to the power, which is right there. Flip it up, which is off. Let's just power off. Do the same for this one. Okay. For all practical purposes, this is all off. But as you can see, still showing battery voltage. So these batteries do not have breakers on them. Okay, so there's no way to power these off with the exception of that one down there. So what you would have to do, take this wire off, which is this negative wire, and when you take this off, you're going to wrap it in electrical tape. So you would pull the battery out, plenty of cable, take this off, wrap it up in black electrical tape, take off this wire and this wire, which connects the two, turning these 24 volts into 48. We take these two off, and then after that, you would take off the positive one and tape that as well. So here's the negative, which is going back to that negative bus bar. Here's the positive going to those positive fuses. So take off the negative, wrap it, take off this jumper in between. You don't have to wrap anything because you're taking the wire off. Take off the positive, wrap it again, until you go through the whole thing of batteries. And then for this one, you would just hit the switch and it should just power off. And that would completely power off the shop. So once this is done, there is no grid power. Once it's disconnected, it's disconnected. It's done. The separate setup here, very easy. I normally keep it turned off. Essentially, this is probably better to show. I usually keep the breakers off on these because it's just a backup system. So to disassemble it, you can just take off the wires on the bottom of the inverter, and then to get to the other side, you've got to take off this black cover to pull this out. But I always keep the system powered down, so that's how you would disconnect it. All right, so I'm going to power this back on. So let me power on my master first. Once again, as long as you leave these battery breakers up, and you've got at least one battery connected, the capacitors will stay pre-charged in the inverter, which is so important because with lithium batteries, if you shut off that breaker and you have batteries on and those capacitors drain, when you flip it back on, you're going to destroy the inverter. So leave those breakers up. Okay, that one's powered on. This one's going to power on. Okay, they're both on. EPS of master, which is flipping this down, turns it on. So the output. You'll see these lights turn back on in the shop once you hear that click of the relay. Boom. Now that the master's on, turn on the secondary. So that's it. That's how to power everything down and potentially power part of it back up. Once again, wanted to reiterate that if the system is completely powered down, including the breakers on the inverters, you can't power everything back on without a battery with a pre-charge resistor or using a manual resistor that you put in line or using a power supply, which is typically how I normally power things up. So for my wife, for my friends, if this ever gets powered down completely, do not turn it back on. Just disassemble it and sell off the pieces. So that's it. Thanks again for watching Mike's Solar Garage.